Hey guys, Sean here. So I wanted to talk about how to become more aware of your personal relationship with the universe, your personal relationship with your spirit, your soul, that deeper, more, quite frankly, more real part of you. So how do you connect with your higher self? There's all these different ways to say it. These are words, and everyone has different definitions. I'm just trying to imply what these words, the concepts that these words lead to. So, how do you communicate with the universe? There's meditation is a wonderful way to do that. But I'm just talking about in your daily life, in your busy hustle and bustle daily life. You want to learn how to de- develop, enhance, connect to your intuition better. Now, everyone has probably some level of experience with using intuition, where you walk into a room and you get like a bad vibe, or the phone rings and you just know who it is. Those type of intuition. Everyone has some connection to their own intuition. You've heard the example. You're taking a test and trust your first instinct, your first reaction. What do you think? Whatever your first thought the right answer is going to be, usually that's the correct answer. Your intuition, your gut feeling. Okay. So, how do you effortlessly use your intuition when you're in a busy environment? You're late for work, you're running around, you're grabbing your keys, you got to get out the door and lock your door to your house and hurry up to get to your car, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Grab your lunch. So, you're in a busy hustle and bustle environment, but you can still have an intimate and almost a moment to moment connection to your like internal guidance system, your wisdom, your intuition. Okay, it's a really simple trick, and anybody can do it. And it's worked great for me. And when I first started doing it, it was really cool. And I hope you have a similar experience. So, okay, so as you're moving around physically in this physical reality, you can use little subtle things that for lack of a better word, your higher self is feeding you information, guidance. So sometimes it's not going to be as obvious as you get a really strong bad vibe, like when you walk into a room and it's like, okay, something sketchy is going on here. This is a much more tangible, physical thing you can do to prove to yourself that this might really be happening, that something higher is communicating with you in the physical world. So one exercise I recommend you try is to start to pay attention to when you are physically coming into contact with other physical objects, specifically your right side of your body and your left side of your body. So you want to use coincidences that aren't coincidences, right? It's actually synchronicity, but coincidences, to help understand what is being told to you or what is being suggested to you from something beyond just the normal physical world. So let's say, for example, you are in the example, you're late for work, you're going to grab your keys, and you're moving around and you're thinking about what you have to do at work that day. You're thinking about what your boss might think if you're late, what your coworkers might think, etc., and so on and so forth. So you're running around, scrambling to get ready for work, and pay attention to now, if you're going to use the right side of your body, left side of your body example, pay attention to whether it's your right foot that kicks something by mistake or your left foot that kicks something by mistake, like the table leg, or your right hand brushes against something, or it's your left hand that brushes against something, you bang your right elbow into the wall as you're hurrying, or you bang your left elbow. Pay attention to that. Because as your right part of your body bumps something, or it's your left, what were you thinking at that moment when it was either your right or your left hitting something? You can actually train yourself almost like subconsciously to to um, um, to act in that manner, and these coincidences which aren't really coincidences, will start to occur. So what am I getting at? Okay, in the example I'm using, you're rushing around, you're getting ready to go to work, you're probably going to be late, and you think about, I wonder what my boss is going to think if I'm 10 minutes late today. And as you're doing that, you accidentally bumped your right elbow into the wall when you were going reaching for your car keys. Okay? So as your right elbow hit the wall, you were simultaneously thinking about what's my boss going to think. And depending on how you've kind of defined right and left, one way to define it would be that you tell yourself right is like positive, it's a yes, and left is a negative, it's a no. So you banged your right elbow as you're thinking, what's my boss going to think? That Now again, this is all a personal experience in this reality. It doesn't the same thing doesn't work for everyone every time. It's up to the individual. But in this example, that's a suggestion that it's going to be a relatively positive outcome between you and your boss if you're a little bit late today because you hit the right side of your body bumped into something as you were thinking about how's your boss going to react if you're a little bit late today. So if your intuition, then you have to trust your gut. Okay, is this real? Is this more likely than not that that's what's going on? That there's something influencing yourself, something is influencing you subconsciously. Call it your subconscious, call it your higher self, call it you deep down inside. Um, you can call it a guardian angel, however you want to call it, but something influenced you subconsciously to bump your elbow. It wasn't, maybe it was just random, right? I don't really think that this stuff is random. I think there is a structure, an actual structure behind the scenes. So when you bumped your right side accidentally, you weren't thinking about it, you're just rushing around, but that could be information that you can use. So pay attention to if it's your right or your left side of your body that physically bumped something, and what were you thinking about when that occurred. And in this example, if it's the right part of your body, then it's a positive, relatively positive outcome. And if it's the left side of your body, it's relatively negative. Or maybe this is just a whole bunch of craziness. Who knows? But I can tell you from personal experience, once I started to pay attention to what my body was doing physically when it came into contact with other objects and what I was thinking at the same time, there was some validity there. But you won't know. You won't know for you until you try it. So that's just in the future I can probably maybe plan out a better explanation of this process and maybe have it be a little bit more clearly stated. But I felt it important to at least put that out there as food for thought.